Welcome to the Shreveport Connection. This is Tommy. This video is on your Raw results and spoilers for your WWE main event. Happy birthdays go to Lucifer Vaughn, turned 47 on Saturday, February the 10th. Worked as Victoria in WWE and Tara in Impact Wrestling. On the 11th, WWE superstar and UFC fighter Ken Shamrock turned 54 years old. As WWE wished Shamrock a happy birthday on their Instagram and also posted a video on YouTube of Shamrock nearly winning the Intercontinental Championship away from The Rock at the 1998 Royal Rumble. During a distraction from other members of Nation of Domination, The Rock used brass knuckles on Shamrock, putting them in Shamrock's tights afterwards. Shamrock ended up winning the match, but the referee's eagle eyes spotted something in his trunks and reversed the decision. Sean Hernandez turned 45 on Sunday. Happy birthday goes to WWE legend One Man Gang, turned 58 years old. Outback Jack, the real name of Peter Steelsbury, he turned 60 years old on Monday, the 12th. Dark main event after last Tuesday's SmackDown live and 205 from February 8th. Went off the air in Kansas City, Missouri at the Sprint Center. Saw Jinder Mahal and Baron Corbin versus Shinsuke Nakamura and AJ Styles. Of course, babyface won the match to send the crowd home happy. WWE announced that the former women's champion Ivory will be going into the WWE Hall of Fame this year in New Orleans during WrestleMania 34 weekend. She joins Bill Goldberg and the Dudley Boys as confirmed names. And here's the official announcement on WWE website. Ivory to be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame class of 2018. They didn't even announce it until the third hour of Raw. Ivory, a true pioneer in women's wrestling, will take her place in the WWE Hall of Fame on Friday, April the 6th, during WrestleMania 34 weekend in New Orleans. As a member of the class of 2018, the news was first reported by ESPN. She broke into the wrestling business as a competitor on Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling in the 80s wrestling program that inspired the hit Netflix show Glow, competing under the name of Tina Ferrari. Ivory captured Glow's championship before leaving the sports entertainment industry in the early 1990s. After nearly a decade away from the square circle, Ivory returned to the ring in 1999, showing up in WWE on the corner of Mark Henry and D'Lo Brown. She wasted no time getting physical, helping Henry and Brown even the odds against Double J. That's J-E, double F, J-A, double R-E-double-T. Who was also rumored only, as you'll hear probably on the SmackDown video, Owen Hart and Deborah. Not long after arrival, Ivory defeated Deborah to capture her first WWE Women's Championship, though she was later dethroned by the Fabulous Moolah. Ivory quickly rebounded and recaptured the title from the WWE Hall of Famer. During the over-the-top attitude era of WWE, Ivory eventually aligned herself with the buttoned-up right to censor, trading in her tights for a crisp white dress and full-length skirt. The usual ring attire did not hinder her from competing at the highest level, as she defeated three fellow WWE Hall of Famers, Lita, Trish, and Jacqueline, to capture her third women's title in 2000. Ivory then continued to compete in WWE through 2005, but also began to take on other roles in the company, including serving as a trainer on Season 3 of WWE Tough Enough, announcing and hosting several WWE televised programs before departing in 2009. Now, Ivory will have one more title to add to her resume, WWE Hall of Famer. Triple H tweeted the following on Ivory going into the Hall of Fame this year at Triple H, a fierce and groundbreaking competitor. From an originator in JLOW to at WWE Women's Champion, hashtag Ivory left an indelible mark on our industry. Welcome to the WWE Hall of Fame. Ivory spoke with ESPN about the induction at this link and highlights from the interview. You'll hear about going into the hall. This Hall of Fame recognition means that it's a full circle in your career, in your wrestling chapter. It's great bragging rights for your family that have seen you go through eras, and I also feel like it's an awesome tribute to the women in wrestling as a whole. I liken it to almost getting married. It's my wedding day, which I never have one, so this is probably as close to a wedding production as I'll ever get. Hair and makeup will be speaking my vows. With regard to my wrestling career, to all these people I adore and love, and we want it all to happen without a hitch. Her December 1999 Entertainment Weekly cover with Stone Cold Steve Austin. I don't think either one of us at the time knew what an honor that was to be having her take our photograph. That was a highlight for me. It's small because it's not taking bumps or a big pay-per-view event or a big championship, but that was one of those amazing sidebar things that I got to do. Vince McMahon also commented, I always felt embraced by the family. I didn't chat with Vince McMahon all the time, but he always gave me opportunities. I always felt like I had this seal of approval, like, yeah, give it to Ivory. She'll do it right. Well, she commented about Vince McMahon, not Vince commenting on her. And that source came from ESPN. According to Deadline, The Rock's Jumangi, Welcome to the Jungle is the third highest grossing movie ever released by Sony, $881.8 million worldwide. Number 1 and number 2 are Spider-Man movies directed by Sam Raimi. Johnny Impact appeared on the science show at this link, the super slow show, to show off some wrestling moves and how they look in slow motion. Well, if I'm not familiar with him, that's formerly known as in WCW, Johnny Nitro. John Morrison. As he commented in a previous interview, he wants to go as himself, John Hennigan. As noted, next week it will be Impact World Champion Austin Aries in a rematch against Eli Drake. Now you know the one that goes, dummy. Impact is also touting the debut of Brian Cage, both on their website and through social media. Over the weekend, Impact announced that Teddy Hart, grandson of wrestling legend Stu Hart, will be on their April 6th WrestleCon show in New Orleans. Hart wrestled at the weekend's Impact Wrestle Pro Brace for Impact show, and was also known for being the youngest wrestler to ever sign with WWE at the age of 18, but was released due to attitude issues. He has since bounced around to a number of promotions, including Ring of Honor, TNA Jersey All Pro Wrestling, JAPW, a second run with WWE and AAA. At Impact Wrestling, said just announced on Twitch, Teddy Hart will return for our April 6th WrestleCon show in New Orleans. Go to WrestleCon.com to buy your tickets. Impact star Chandler Park, also known as Ethan Page, welcomed his daughter Gabriella. I'll show you a picture of her. Named Gabriella Ivy to the world. Congratulations to the parents. Official Ego. Everyone say hello to my little girl. Gabriella Ivy Page, born at 12:49 p.m., 6 pounds 6 ounces. Cutest thing I'll ever see in my life. And you can see it too. A promo, a disc link for WWE's Rev Up Your Vacation sweepstakes. Fans can win a trip to Universal Studio with Naomi and SmackDown Tag Team Champion Jimmy Uso, her husband. And you can go to WWE.com/Universal Sweeps for more details. Also, the YouTube video. Sasha Banks is replacing former WWE superstar Enzo Amore in the Champ Sports Sneaker Watch that takes place on Monday nights through the Champ's Snapchat account. Follow Champs on Snapchat during Raw for exclusive shots from Sasha, who will be facing Bayley on the show. I watched Raw myself. I didn't see anything about Champs on there. I guess you had to go to the Snapchat channel, which they didn't post a link for that. Go figure. It looks like Seth Rollins may have been confirmed that John Cena confronted John Cena on Monday about an undisclosed issue. They had the following exchange on Twitter this afternoon. At John Cena, today a friend did what friends do. Confronted me about my shortcomings and gave me an opportunity to hashtag earn the day. At WWE Rollins, thank you. Hashtag never give up. Well, Seth Rollins tweeted back, replied to John Cena, hashtag you're the dog. Nothing more than that. The Rock and Curtis Axel had a Twitter exchange when Axel remembered his father, WWE Hall of Famer Mr. Perfect Kurt Hennig, on the 15th anniversary of his death this weekend. The real Curtis Axel on Twitter, always a rough day on February 10th, but I'm proud of my life, my career, my family, and my family name. And I owe that one to him. Hashtag dad. And at The Rock, you got a lot to be proud of, brother. He's proud of you too. Keep putting in that work. February 11th news. WWE wrestler Tamina Snuka announced on social media that she underwent surgery to repair a right shoulder supraspinatus tear on January 31st. WWE.com had not provided a timeline for her return. The timeline for such injuries is listed as roughly 6 months by various online medical websites. Here's wishing her the best in her recovery. Dean Ambrose was seen in Birmingham, Alabama this weekend, indicating that he's likely in town to get checked out by WWE doctors, according to PW Insider. Ambrose underwent surgery to repair a triceps tear back in December. It was reported that Ambrose would be out of action for 9 months, but that would have been storyline cover up by WWE. WWE referee Dan Elger is celebrating a big 5-year milestone with the company this week. Engler, formerly known as Rudy Charles in TNA, posted the following video on the milestone, which it wasn't the video. He just on Twitter at Dan Elger WWE 5 years ago today, 2011, February 11th, 2013. I ref my first WWE match. It was at True Copy versus at WWE Graves in North Little Rock. Well, it must have been that match. I've never seen Graves wrestle. I bet Kofi put him down. No time at all. Hashtag Rebissery. Hashtag Revolution. Ring of Honor reigns supreme results from February 9, 2018 from Concord, North Carolina at Cabarrus Arena. Punishment Martinez defeated Flip Gordon. Kenny King over Shane Taylor. Ring of Honor TV champion Silas Young with Beer Seated Bruiser defeated Josh Woods. SoCal Uncensored Christopher Daniels, Frankie Kazarian, and Scorpio Sky defeated Dalton Kessel and the boys. Formerly known as Emma, going under her real name, Tennille Dashwood, and Mandy Leon defeated Kelly Klein and Stacy Shadows. Jay Lethal, formerly known as Black Machismo, defeated Jonathan Gresham. Seventh match, the Kingdom McTaven, TK O'Ryan, and Vinny Marseglia defeated Cody Rhodes, Marty Scurll, and Adam Page. The Young Bucks, Matt Jackson and Nick Jackson defeated Best Friends, Chuck Taylor, and Trent Beretta. Also announced with the Women of Honor tournament, which Emma, Tennille Dashwood, advanced. This is from February 10th, Saturday night, Center Stage. 218, I guess, room number. TV spoilers. This is a Ring of Honor TV. Thanks to credit goes to Ben Turpin, Sal Renaro, and Jay Rock defeated Ghost and Chad Skywalker in a Future of Honor match. Battle Royal, with the final two competing in a singles match for a TV title shot. Travis Gordon QT Marshall, Shane Taylor, and Caprice Coleman were the final 4. Travis Gordon and Shane Taylor were the final 2. And we'll have a singles match later on. Young Bucks defeated SoCal Uncensored tag team of Kaz and Scorpio Sky by pinning Sky after a Meltzer driver. Daniels attacked after the match. Adam Page made the save. Kenny King defeated Silas Young to win the Ring of Honor title. The Briscoes defeated Best Friends. Motor Cities and Machine Guns attacked Briscoes after the match. Adam Page defeated Christopher Daniels. Shane Taylor attacked after the match. Attacked Page after the match. Punisher Martinez, Marty Scurll, and Jay Lethal and Dalton Castle announced for the anniversary show. Jay Lethal and Dalton Castle defeated Punisher Martinez and Marty Scurll after Scurll accidentally threw powder in the eyes of Martinez. Lethal pinned Scurll after the lethal injection. Josh Woods defeated Gladiator Jeremiah in an Honor Club exclusive match. First round of the women's Honor title tournament. Tennille Dashwood defeated Stacey Shadows. Beer City Bruiser and Kingpin defeated Brian Nova and Eli Isom. Travis Gordon defeated Shane Taylor in a number 1 contenders match for the TV title. Sky attacked Gordon. Afterwards, the Bucks run him off. Flip rejected the Bucks' handshake. Coast to Coast defeated the Dogs. Kingpin and BCB, who were on commentary, attacked them after the match. Bullet Club defeated Bad Influence and the Kingdom in a 10-man tag when Cody pinned Vinny. The Kingdom of SoCal Uncensored brawled after the match. Cody says the Bullet Club is fine. One of the Bucks said it's only fine with Kenny Omega. Scurll and the Bucks left. Chris Light, and that was the end of the Ring of Honor tapings. Chris Van Vliet recently interviewed John Morrison about Ricochet, the future of Lucha Underground, and more. And the highlight, you can go to the video there. His thoughts on Ricochet debuting in WWE. It's bittersweet to see him go. I wrestled Puma, Ricochet, Trevor all over the world by all these different names. He's one of the best in the business right now, and I'm really excited to see what happens for him at WWE and see him on NXT. It's sad to see him go, but when he was a kid, he grew up watching WWF, and I think it's something he had to do for himself. He had to get there and see what it was like for himself. I think he's going to kick butt there. Everyone's going to miss Puma. I actually teared up on the last episode when he walked away. It was emotional, man. Who would you like to work for in WWE? There's a lot of cool matchups that are waiting for me in the WWE. I'd love to teach Roman Reigns how to work. Just kidding. Seth Rollins, unfinished business with The Miz. It'd be fun to get back in there and maybe do some dirt sheet episodes with him. Me, Miz, Ziggler, and Zack Ryder would have a hell of a faction, I think. I never really had a long program with Cena. That'd be a fun one. I have a feeling that Daniel Bryan will be back when he gets cleared. On the Miz's success in WWE after their tag team broke up, Miz and Morrison. I'm not surprised the Miz is someone who people are really like, usually like. I can't believe how well he's doing. I can't believe this. I can't believe that. But to me, it's someone who really always defined what it takes to become a successful public persona and in-ring entertainer. And to me, that's being authentic. The Miz is always emphatically himself. He's always The Miz. He's in my wedding party. His regrets about wrestling under so many different names. I don't own any of these names. I don't own Johnny World, Johnny Mundo, John Morrison, Johnny Nitro, Johnny Blaze, or Johnny Impact. None of it. If I had my career to do it over again, that's what I was talking about earlier when you commented on this, I think I would wrestle under my real name, John Hennigan. Because if there was some sort of brand tested associated with professional wrestling, I would hardcore fail that test because I have so many names. It's so confusing to me even. I don't know how to introduce myself to people on the phone depending on who I'm talking to. Does he still have heat with Vampiro? He's always going to be a turd cutter. Are you kidding me? I believe he's going to be back for season 4. Him and I, Kevin Cross, Phantasma, Tejano, and Dr. Wagner have some unfinished shenanigans in AAA. Pretty much, if you ask the entire wrestling world, they will agree with the turd cutter assessment as far as Vampiro goes. What to expect from season 4 of Lucha Underground? This is going to be an insane schedule. They're going to try to get season 4 done in 5 weeks, the entire season. Not even sure how it's going to be scheduled. That has yet to be completely announced, but I think we're going to be taping 3 days a week, and so we're probably going to be knocking out 6 episodes in a week. WWE already announced the first match for next week's episode on Raw of the USA Network. A second chance fatal 4-way will take place between Finn Balor, Matt Hardy, Bray Wyatt, and Apollo Crews. Well, that's this week. The winner of this match will be added to the Chamber match. All 4 men lost initial qualifying matches for the Chamber match. WWE holds next week's show in San Jose. And there's also a picture of that as well, with the winner being announced as Finn Balor, but on Raw. A double pin situation puts them both in that match. We'll go back to the news on that. WWE holding next week's show in San Jose, California at the SAP Center. Briefly spoiled out the outcome of the Fatal 4-Way match is indicated in the Elimination Chamber graphic. That will be including in the match was his former Universal Champion Finn Balor. But that was also, like I said, that was also you hear after all results. PW Insider had shed some light on the why Impact's wrestling effort to be bringing Rey Mysterio failed. Promotion had negotiated a deal with Mysterio for him to debut. Travel arrangements were made. However, Conan, who represents Mysterio, got involved to finalize terms of the deal. Something went wrong, leading to the agreement never getting finalized and or signed. Although Impact had hoped to bring in him for the April tapings, his Royal Rumble appearance, and due to both sides being open to a return, now feels unlikely. After getting a cease and desist notice from WWE over the too sweet hand gesture, the Bullet Club is now doing a one sweet gesture. Instead of the too sweet, or one sweet, whichever. As you can see, it's in a picture as well. The new gesture is similar to the old one, but pinky finger down. I'll show you a picture. Go to the picture. They're all doing it in the ring. Jeff Hardy had surgery for a rotator cuff and was expected to be out of action for up to 6 months. That would put Hardy's return at the end of March or early April. And a couple of fans posted some pictures of Hardy. Where was he at? I'll probably post that on, as well on my SmackDown video. Brian Alvarez speculated on today's installment of Wrestling Observer that Jeff Hardy will be joining his brother Matt in a part of the Woken gimmick when he returns. That would mean Jeff would be returning as Brother Nero. I'll have to change that as well. Jeff appeared on the 25th anniversary of Raw, was the backstage with the poker segment. Spoilers for our main event. Heath Slater defeated Kurt Hawkins. Again, Kurt Hawkins with another loss. I bet he's at least 200 by now. Cedric Alexander defeated Arian Very. Raw opened up with Michael Coleslaw, Jonathan Coachman, and Corey Graves. We'll go right to the ring. Out comes John Cena. Cena welcomes everyone and brings us up the importance of the biggest show of the year as we see WrestleMania 34 banner hanging high. Cena says WrestleMania can make a career. It can bring a legend back from the dead, and it can be the most important moment in the life of a WWE superstar. Cena goes on about WrestleMania and says he must win the Elimination Chamber match in 2 weeks, or for the first time in 15 years, he's not sure if he has a road to WrestleMania. Cena mentions WWE Universal Champion Brock Lesnar and goes on with a promo until the music interrupts. Out comes Intercontinental Champion The Miz with Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel. Miz says he will be the one main eventing WrestleMania, and will be a dual champion. Miz and the Miztourage enter the ring. Cena points out how a fan was laughing at Miz's statement. Cena pokes at the Miz for not standing a chance against Lesnar and says if the match does happen, it will be Miz's last match. Cena and Miz go on trading shots before Miz brings up how previously main evented WrestleMania against Cena. Fans chant Cena sucks now. Cena proposes Miz versus Cena for tonight, with the loser entering the Elimination Chamber first. Fans chant yes now. Miz asks if Cena thinks he's stupid. Dallas X will attack Cena from behind out of nowhere and beat him down, dropping him with a double team as Miz looks on. Miz says he's smarter than Cena and accepts the challenge. Miz calls for a referee, but out comes Raw General Manager Kurt Angle instead. Angle says this is not the way we're going to start Raw. He likes Cena's challenge and the stipulation. Cena calls for a referee and says the match is on. Angle ejects Axel and Dallas from the ringside and says the match begins now. So our first matchup is Miz versus Cena. Miz immediately covers Cena for a close 2 count. Miz argues with the referee for his count. Miz mounts Cena and unloads for a 2 count. Go to commercial. Back for the break, Cena is down on the floor. Miz drops him into the barrier. Miz rams Cena into another part of the barrier as the referee counts. They bring him back in the ring. Miz comes off the top for another pin attempt. Cena counters Miz and gets his knees up. Cena with a drop kick for a 2 count. Cena keeps control. Hits Fisherman suplex for another 2 count. Miz fights back with knees to the gut and a kick to the head. Miz with another kick to the face as he keeps Cena down. Miz with a 2 count. Miz unloads in the corner as the referee counts. Cena ends up nailing a tornado DDT for another 2 count. Miz takes Cena down with a sleeper hold. Miz keeps control as we go back to a commercial. Back for the break, Cena blocks the skull crushing finale, but Miz locks in a figure 4. Cena turns that into an STF in the middle of the ring. Miz gets free and goes to the top. Miz with a crossbody, but Cena rolls through and picks him up for an attitude adjustment. Miz counters and hits the big DDT for a close 2 count. Miz hits corner clothesline, keeps control. Miz charges, but Cena catches him in an attitude adjustment for a close 2 count. Cena goes up top, but Miz knocks the top rope and brings him down. Miz applies the figure 4 in the center of the ring again. Cena counters the hold and applies the STF once again. Miz makes it to the bottom rope to break the hold. They tangle until Miz hits skull crushing finale for another close 2 count. Miz takes Cena back to the top for a super skull crushing finale. I was calling that all the way. Well, Cena reversed it and hits the super attitude adjustment for the pin. And Miz will enter the chamber first. At number 1, because that's what they discussed earlier. After Matt Cena celebrated, goes to the front row to greet a Cena fan and his family. Of course, that's one of the Wish kids. From that, JoJo announces the Miz will enter the chamber at number 1 due to the loss. Cena music resumes and the Miz looks shocked from the ramp. So the coming segment, Sasha Banks versus Bayley, also the second chance fatal 4-way. Which my prediction would be your main event. We get a backstage promo from Matt Hardy, who says he has a second chance to fulfill his destiny tonight. Matt goes on and says he will turn the Elimination Chamber into the Deletion Chamber. And Matt does a delete as they go to commercial. Back for the break, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson backstage. The nerdy meter is on the screen and it keeps rising as they talk about the revival. Meter explodes. Revival versus Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson was up next. We go to the ring, out comes Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. The Revival run down and attack them at ringside. Dash Wilder and Scott Dawson hit the ring and wait for Gallows and Anderson, who were up on the ramp now. They hit the ring, but the Revival retreats to ringside. Bell rings and Gallows unloads with Dawson. Gallows also knocks Dash off the apron before going back to work on Dawson. Gallows unloads in the corner, hits a big boot. Dash runs in and gets back dropped. Anderson ends up talking trash, taking Dash to the floor and brawling. Dawson turns it around on Gallows and hit in the ring as we go to commercial. Back and forth. After the break, Revival gets a win with the Shatter Machine. We see how the Bar defeated Seth Rollins and Jason Jordan for the tag team titles from last week. Kurt Angle was shown walking to the ring backstage with breaking news on Jason Jordan. Back to commercial. Back to the break. Kurt was in the ring. Angle announces that Ronda Rousey will sign her WWE contract in the ring at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. Angle also announces that Jordan had neck surgery last Tuesday and will miss WrestleMania 34. Some fans cheer, but Angle isn't happy about it. Angle says it would be very respectable if fans would send Jordan well wishes with the music and the road outcome, Seth Rollins. Rollins is sorry about some of what happened with Jordan and says he's a good kid, just in a bad spot. Rollins goes on about how he missed WrestleMania in the past due to injury and says this year he doesn't even have a match at Elimination Chamber. Angle suggests they find Rollins a new partner. With all due respect, Rollins says, thanks but no thanks. He recalls how Angle told him he wanted Rollins to be a part of Raw when Angle came on. Rollins says, to be honest, he doesn't want to be a part of Raw. He wants to be Raw. He wants to turn this place back into Monday Night Rollins. He wants to be the man one more time. He wants Brock Lesnar and the WWE Universal title, and he wants it at WrestleMania. Rollins points up at the sign. Rollins says he can only do that if he wins the chamber. Angle says he can't change tonight's main event. Rollins just wants to earn an opportunity. Rollins proposes that they make it a fatal five-way. Angle goes on about how it won't be fair to the other superstars and tells Rollins not to put him in a bad spot. They go on until Angle leaves it up to the fans. They agree. Angle adds Rollins to the match to a pop. We go backstage to Bray Wyatt somewhere. Wyatt cut a promo on tonight's main event, winning the chamber and slaying the beast at WrestleMania. Wyatt says he will once again have the whole world in his hands. Sasha Banks versus Bayley was up next. We go to ring. Out comes Sasha for tonight's friendly competition match. Back to commercial. Back from the break, out comes Bayley for a hometown pop. The bell rings and they go at it. Back and forth, pin and tenth between the two early on. Bayley with a drop kick. Sasha tried to fight back, but has the bank statement blocked. Sasha dropped Bayley and hit the double knees for a 2 count. Sasha ends up knocking Bayley out of the ring. Bayley made it back in, but Sasha goes back to work on her and drops her on her bad shoulder. Sasha poses outside to some boos as we go to commercial with Bayley down. Back and forth after the break. Banks hit the bank statement, but Bayley finally makes it to the ropes to break the hold. Bayley ends up launching Sasha into the turnbuckles. They trade shots in the corner and climb up. Sasha knocks Bayley to the mat and starts to try and stand up. Bayley jumps up and runs right up to Sasha on the top, bringing her to the mat with a super Bayley belly. Bayley covers for the pinfall. 1, 2, 3. After the match, Bayley celebrates as we go to replays. Bayley approaches Sasha in the middle of the ring as the music stops. They stare at each other. Bayley tries to move Sasha out of the way. As Nia Jax rushes in, and the floors of them both. Nia with Samoan drop for both of them. Nia stands tall and makes her exit as the music plays. Officials check on Sasha and Bayley. Charlie Caruso stops Nia on the apron and asks why she put herself into something that had nothing to do with her. Nia says this has everything to do with her, as Bayley and Sasha have brought Asuka to her limits over the past few weeks, but Nia just destroyed them both in seconds. Nia says there's only one woman who can break Asuka's streak at Elimination Chamber, and we're looking at her. Nia's music hits as we get replay. Now to then go over to the Elimination Chamber card. We'll go backstage to Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins, who have some friendly words over the chamber. The bar appears and taunts Rollins for Dean Ambrose and Jason Jordan both being injured. Reigns haunts them both down and says they will get the memo. They asked him about getting the memo tonight, which of course they didn't. Cesaro and Sheamus walk off as they go back to commercial. Back from the break, announcers lead us to a video package looking how impressive Asuka's run has been. Renee is backstage with Titus Worldwide, Apollo Crews, Dana Brooke, and Titus O'Neil. Titus takes over to Mike and dismisses Renee after she asks about tonight's main event. Titus asks Crews about each of the 4 opponents, but he's not worried about any of them. Dana comes up with, Crews can't lose, and they love it. Raw Women's Champion Alexa Bliss sees Mickie James backstage and all smiles. Mickie doesn't want to hear it and asks why Bliss came to her rescue last week. Mickey asked why they're facing absolution tonight as well. Bliss is tired of these rookies running around. Plus, she thought Mickey would want to get payback. Plus, she wanted to clear the air between she and Mickey. Bliss admits that she previously said bad things about Mickey because she was jealous. She gives Mickey props for being a mom and a WWE superstar and thanks her. Mickey accepts and asks her what she wants. Bliss seemed offended and says if Absolution works together in the chamber, they are all screwed. They go on and Mickey agrees to be partners tonight, but she's coming for the title in the chamber. Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose versus Mickey and Alexa. We go to ring out. First comes Absolution. Mandy Rose, Sonya Deville, Paige in the corner. Back to commercial. Back from the break, out comes Mickie James and Raw Women's Champion Alexa Bliss. Mickey and Mandy go at it start. Sonya comes in, but Mickey works her over. Mickey drops Sonya with kicks and runs her over. Bliss finally tags in for a double team. Mickey and Bliss trade glances as Bliss hits double knees and another set of knees for a 2 count on Deville. Bliss keeps control on Deville as Paige yells at ringside. Mickey gets tagged back in for a quick double team and a 2 count. Deville counters Mickey and fights her into the corner, turning it around. Mickey counters to take Deville down with the scissors out of the corner. Mickey with more offense. Mandy runs in, but Mickey sends her to the floor. Deville takes advantage and turns it around on Mickey. Rose tags in and double team Mickey in the corner. Rose with a double stretch on Mickey now as Bliss taunts her from the apron. Mickey ducks a boot and nails a neck breaker to create an opening. Paige walks over and has words with Bliss. Deville runs from behind and pulls a distracted Bliss from the apron right as Mickey is trying to tag. Mandy takes advantage and plants Mickey on her face for the win. Face plant. Action match. Paige hits the apron and orders them to double team Mickey. Bliss makes the save and stares at Absolution as they gather on the ramp. And we see Elias backstage walking. He's ready to debut a new song on the chamber. Back commercial. Back from the break, Elias is in the ring with his guitar and a spotlight. We see how he won last week's Raw main event to earn the right to enter the chamber at number 6. Elias plays to the crowd before starting his latest song about the Elimination Chamber. Fans keep interrupting him as he stops the song each time. He taunts the crowd and starts singing about the chamber again. JoJo suddenly interrupts the song and introduces Braun Strowman. Braun appears in a spotlight of his own, on a stool, a mic. He gets off the stool, grabs a huge cello. He manhandles the strings and starts singing about Elias. Well, he's actually playing with a bow, and he pops the strings. And he comments about Elias in the chamber, saying, ending it with how Elias will get these hands. Fans cheer him on. Braun says he doesn't know how his own strength and broke the strings, so he can't play this thing anymore. There's only one thing he can do with it. Braun marches to the ring with a cello. Elias waits with his guitar, ready to swing. Elias pleads before Braun enters the ring. Braun finally goes to enter the ring without the cello, but Elias attacks him. Braun fights back, blocks the shot, and yells at Elias before dropping him to the mat. Braun scoops Elias and hits the running power slam for another pop. Braun stands tall as his music hits. Elias crawls up the ramp, but not fast enough as Braun stops him, marches up the stage, grabs the cello, and smacks him on the back with it. Braun stands tall as the officials come to check on Elias. We go to replays with Elias still down. We get a backstage Twitter video from Finn Balor to hype tonight's main event. Balor is focused on getting his Universal title back. Sheamus versus Roman Reigns was up next. We got to ring out first come Raw Tag Team Champions, The Bar. Back to commercial. Back for the break. Out comes Roman Reigns as Cesaro and Sheamus watch from the ring. back and forth to start. Reigns unloads and turns it around. Reigns clothesline Sheamus to the floor as Cesaro gets him a pep talk. Reigns ends up on the floor as Sheamus decks him. Reigns turns it around and launches Sheamus into the barrier. Reigns beats Sheamus around the ringside area and tosses him into the barrier again. Reigns has words with Cesaro. Reigns turns around and Sheamus catches him. Sheamus with a rolling senton on the floor to turn the match around. That's the commercial. Back for the break. Sheamus is in control of Reigns. Reigns tries to fight back, but Sheamus keeps him down. Fan chant, "You look stupid," at Sheamus, of course with his mohawk. Reigns turns it around and explodes off the ropes. Reigns runs into a boot, and Sheamus sends him shoulder first into the ring post. Sheamus with an Irish curse backbreaker for a 2 count. Sheamus with a Texas Clover Leaf submission. Reigns ends up breaking out and hitting Samoan drop for a 2 count. Sheamus blocks a Superman punch and then nails White Noise for a 2 count. Sheamus waits and goes for a brogue kick, but Reigns nails the Superman punch instead. Sheamus kicks out of it. Reigns goes on and hits a sit-down powerbomb for another 2 count. As they go back and forth, Sheamus argues with the referee. Reigns ends up hitting a Superman punch on Cesaro to send him over the barrier. Sheamus takes out Reigns on the floor again. Reigns goes over for the drive-by, but Sheamus blocked it. Sheamus brings it back inside the ring, goes up top. Sheamus comes off the top, but Reigns barely spears him in midair for the pinfall. After the match, Reigns recovers as his music hits, and we go to replays. Reigns stands tall as poses in the corner. Announcers lead us to the Hall of Fame video package for Ivory. Like I said, this is the 3rd hour that it happened. Second chance fatal 5-way. Bray Wyatt versus Matt Hardy versus Apollo Crews versus Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor. Back from the break, out first comes Bray Wyatt for tonight's main event. Matt Hardy was out next, followed by Apollo Crews. Seth Rollins is third, fourth, and then Balor was last. Winner of this will get final elimination chamber spot. Back from the break, match is underway. Crews sends Wyatt to the floor and hitting a big moonsault from the apron as Titus applauds him at ringside. Crews enters the ring and takes out Balor. Then Rollins. Crews kips up and yells out. Balor ends up kicking Crews off the apron. Balor goes out with Rollins down. Wyatt comes in, but Balor drops him for a 2 count. Then Matt breaks up the pinfall. Matt tries to bring Balor down from the top, but Rollins cuts him off. Rollins and Balor go at it. Balor with a slide. Balor with a sling blade. Rollins kicks Balor in the face, but Wyatt takes control. Takes Rollins out. Rollins blocks Sister Abigail and rolls Wyatt up for a 2 count. Rollins drops Wyatt and covers for a 2 count as Balor leaps to break up the pinfall. Rollins sends Balor out to the floor. Balor kicks Hardy to the floor also. Rollins goes to the top, but Crews crotches him and climbs up. Hardy and Balor beat down on Crews to stop the superplex. Balor and Hardy try for a double team move, but Wyatt splashes them all in the corner. Wyatt drops Matt with a big clothesline. Wyatt ends up hitting a throat breaker from the top to Rollins. Wyatt with a Uranagi and a rolling senton to Crews for a 2 count. Wyatt laughs as the others are all down. Back to commercial. Back for the break. Matt ends up taking control. Matt takes out Wyatt and Balor with a side effect. Matt comes off the ropes on Wyatt. Matt blocks a twist of fate. Wyatt blocks a twist of fate. Ryan drops Matt with chops Wyatt. Rollins fights Wyatt into the corner. Rollins takes control and looks up at the side after dropping Crews. Rollins with a suicide dive to Balor, and then Hardy on the other side. Rollins runs back in and nails another dive, hitting Wyatt and sending him into the bear as the fans pop. Rollins returns to the ring and goes after Crews. Rollins hits a suplex and rolls through for a Falcon Arrow for a 2 count. They go at it, and Rollins sends Crews to the floor with a knee. Rollins nails an insecurity on Wyatt, but Wyatt nails a huge clothesline for a 2 count. Balor enters and hits a sling blade on Wyatt. Wyatt gets drop kicked into the barrier as Balor gets riled up. Balor goes to the top, but Rollins runs in and catches him. Balor fights back. Rollins goes for a Phoenix Splash, but Wyatt blocked it. Rollins avoids Sister Abigail and Hardy comes in. More chaos until Rollins hits a big stomp on Balor for a 2 count as Crews broke up the pinfall. Fan chant, "This is awesome." Now, Crews and Rollins trade shots in the middle of the ring. Crews goes for a big military press, but it's blocked. Crews blocks a kick and slams Rollins. Crews with a standing moonsault for a 2 count. Titus hops up on the apron and argues with the referee. We get a replay of the moonsault. Crews and Rollins go at it. Crews with a big insecurity and a standing shooter star press for another 2 count. Crews then drags Rollins over and goes to the top. Matt stops Crews. Matt climbs up to slam Crews with a super side effect, but Crews fights back. Wyatt pulls Matt down to the floor and drops him with a Sister Abigail. Wyatt rolls into the ring and climbs up with Crews. Balor and Rollins run over for a 4-man powerbomb. Balor and Rollins cover Wyatt at the same time for the pinfall. They both start celebrating as the referee looks confused. Raw goes off the air with Rollins, Balor, and the referee arguing in the middle of the ring. No winner was declared, so no final chamber participant, apparently. But Kurt Angle announced on Facebook Live, after all, that 7 men will now compete in the upcoming Elimination Chamber match. The match will now see John Cena versus Elias, who enters last, versus Braun Strowman versus Roman Reigns versus The Miz, who enters first, with Seth Rollins and Finn Balor. And you can go to that link for the official notification. The dark main event after Raw saw Asuka wrestle Raw Women's Champion Alexa Bliss with the title on the line. The match ended when Nia interfered to attack. Sasha Banks and Bayley did the run-in as the babyface stood tall to end the show. Asuka was announced the winner by disqualification, but Alexa retains. Also, a second dark match. Miz came out and challenged John Cena to a rematch. Braun Strowman came out instead and destroyed Miz and the Miztourage. And there's a second report from Raw's dark main event from San Jose. Asuka defeated Alexa Bliss by disqualification due to interference by Nia Jax. Both of them are correct. Sasha and Bayley also interfered to make the save. Another dark main event segment last night saw Intercontinental Champion The Miz come out to issue a challenge to John Cena. Braun Strowman came out instead, ended up destroying The Miz, Bo Dallas, and Curtis Axel. And that concludes my results for Raw and your spoilers for main event. Thanks again. Peace out. See you when I'm in. If you don't know, just call me, brothers and sisters.